Hello everybody, welcome back to an edition of the EcoStruxure Machine Expert HVAC. I'm your host, Leandro Mada, and in this video what we're going to see is how we can get started with the Modicon M173. So let's go to the software. So here you can see the M173, and this one is the M171 optimized. So you can compare them. So the first one, the M171, which is the original, it only has one line, 7-segment display. Here we have two different lines, so we can program what we want to show. For the navigation, we have the idea to create a menu in order to access the information, also for the BIOS parameter. So we have an arrow in the left. So you can see here we have two arrows. On the right side, we have a set and escape. And in the previous one, we have an escape in the top and a set in the bottom. So now has been changed. If you press the two buttons on the left or the two on the right, you can access to a different menu. Something very important is that in the past we have buttons. Now this is a touch display, so if you press the touch, it's going to do something. In the top part, similar to the M171, we have all the digital IOs, and in the bottom we have all the communication, analogs, IOs, and digital inputs. What it's changed is that on the new reference or the new 173, all the terminal blocks came together with the unit. Okay, you don't need to buy it separately. Here's only one. In the past, for this one, just a few reference, you need to buy the blocks, the communication, and everything. Here it's going to be the same, just one reference for everything. What is also changed on the 173 is the communication from the PC to the controller. In the past, we just need to use a specific cable. TM171 ADMI. Here we just need to use USB. I believe it's USB-C, I don't remember right now, but it's USB standard. It's this one, okay? So you can see the standard. We just plug in and that's it, and then we just communicate. So let's just get started with this. So the best thing to do is to connect the USB. And then you should be able to see the ports, which is the port that we need to use in order to connect and see something. So in my case, it has been assigned the COM11. So that's the COM port that we need to use in order to create everything in our project. So I'm going to create a new project, my M173. I'm going to create with this one. I will start the project. In order to use the M173, you just need to use a newer version of the software. The M173 start on the EcoStruxure Machine Expert HVAC version 1.6.0. So that's the initial software that you need to use in order to start using this. How we can connect? So we have three different tabs in the top: configuration, programming, and commissioning. Depending on where we are, it's different things, but if you go to online on the configuration, you just have the setup communication. Here just have the Modbus. To activate the Modbus, properties, and select the COM port. Okay, 11 was already selected. Okay, and then you should be able to connect. So if you press this icon, connect to target, it will connect. So it's uploading information. This one is brand new, I haven't downloaded anything yet. And I'm connected to it. Okay, you can see it's different code and connected. If you are in the programming part, you just need to go online, set up communication, and do the same. Use this icon, connect to target, and that's it. You can probably have different views, but you can drag and drop this and move it as you want. If you're in the commissioning, you just go to here, connect, target, communication settings, configure that, and connect. Now, this is just the first release of the software and the version of this device, so it only has just one firmware. So here, as soon as you press on the 173 optimize, you can see some information about what's going on. but here you can press BIOS download. If you press BIOS download, it will go directly to the folder where the firmware is located, open, and then just download it. Okay, simple as that. I'm going to do it, but that is how you can do. If you are connected with the controller and you're in commission, you can see different information about what's going on with the unit and what is connected and what's not. Here you can select all the parameters and then just read to see what is the actual configuration. Okay, and it will depend on the thing that you have selected. Okay, here you can see everything, IO values, everything, but that will be for later. Now, let's disconnect. If this is the first time you're programming this family range, I would probably advise to check on the EcoStruxure Machine Expert HVAC basic training that I explain how to use all this environment. Something that you probably need to know is where to find all the different function blocks. So everything here in the library tree, if you're not able to see the library tree, you just need to view, tool windows, library tree. Here you have the operators and blocks. There has the basic function blocks for example, conversions. You have here, if you want to bit shift, roll, or shift. If you have mathematical operation, everything here. Date and time, I believe this one is new, it wasn't before. Date also, this one is new. I wasn't aware of that. The logic and not or, XOR, and miscellaneous for move, jump, reference. All that is here. Target, we have different target blocks, okay, to use. And then we have for applications some function blocks. The electronic expansion valve, here we have all the things to do. Control, PID, auto tuning we have here. And if you want the basic things, we have PS tables, conversion counter, edge detection, timers, everything. So in order to use some of them, just drag and drop into the local part in order to generate the instance and then use the instance. But that part is the same as the basics, so I would probably advise you to take a look on that training. Here I also explain how to create programs, function blocks, new definitions, like enumeration and structures. Okay, that will be the same. What is different, as far as I can see, it changed a little bit the name of these things. We have time, slow, and background init. In the past we have init and boot. Now we only have init. And this they initialize is like when it boots, it just do something. And here we have different. This one is slow, and in the past it wasn't there. So that's the only thing that's different. And probably some of the function blocks needs to be created, not in the time, but in the slow order background. But that will be later when we explain that. We can create a different video for that explanation. So what I saw that is different now is that in the past, in the M171 or the M172, we have EEPROM parameters, which basically now is called parameters, and the look and feel is different. So in the past we have the addresses here only in decimal, not in hexadecimal. That's the one thing different. So here you have an area for the EEPROM parameters that basically if you want something to be stored and doesn't lose the value, then it needs to be created here. So let's see the range. So here is the range that you have for the M1 for the EEPROM non-volatile area. Here is the address that you can use the range. Okay, so it's a little bit spread. Okay, but you can find there the information. When you create a variable, so I'm going to use, for example, ICFG setpoint. You need to use a display label. It's the one that you can use on this part over here. So in this case, I'm going to configure this ICFG, but if you want, you can change to setpoint. As you can see here, set P is going to be the label that we're going to have here or here that we can configure it. Okay, so one step at a time. On the status variables, same, it changed a little bit, but here it probably has a different area. Okay, you can see here the range. Okay, it's different ranges. Okay, so name here, indication, temperature. So I'm going to use, doesn't understand what it is, so I'm going to change this to temp. And if you go here, it's just temp. So you need to use imagination sometimes. Okay, you have the possibility to select a scale, minimum value, and also the format, how you want to represent the information. So you're going to use this, and it will probably create different icons on the top, similar to the 171 when you want to use for temperature, humidity, or any other things. You need to put this information. So here you need, I wasn't able to show that. Here, format, and there we go. I wasn't showing that. Okay, so parameter status, you have the same over there. Good. So we have enums, we have possibility to change the things similar to the other one, just create enums, create the value. Instead of seeing the value, just use the text that you want to see. And this is good for the for troubleshooting. This information will not be in the software part, but is useful for the installer part that I have already explained that in another video. So if you follow the basic and you just kind of start with this, it's going to be fine. Then we have possibility to create menus. So we have user menus and we have BIOS menus. So depending on what we're doing here, you can see different things. So at the beginning, you see that we have two lines. That's the one that we can program by default. So for example, let's create a simple code where we change this, and I'm going to show you in simulation. So you can simulate the PLC. So if you press over this, you create my PLC sim. Okay, so we create an instance of the device. So if we select this, we will move this over here. So this is the controller. I'm going to ping so it doesn't all go back. Now we can download this application using this control. I'm not connected, but I'm in the simulation. So as soon as you download this, yes, so it's okay. You can see here is the same as I have on the real target. It doesn't show anything at all. If I press this in the meter and you go to the menu BIOS, which is this one. Okay, so here I should be able to change this so it doesn't show this menu. I can go back. Here is the parameters that go over here. The user is this part. When you select par, it goes here. I can change this here. Set, it doesn't have anything yet. So let's go back. Now, if I want to change the initial menu, I just need to go to the user menu. Here, I'm going to use label. I'm going to say LTA. The row 2 is going to be a variable, for example, and here it can be any variable that I want. So let's see, the one I had created, I just forgot the name. Indication temperature. Okay, so I'm going to download this. Yes. You can see I have LTA and the temperature, and here I have the icon for the temperature. So if I go back here, you have configuration variables, parameters. This one is the status, and this one is the one for configuration. Here I have the watch, so I can drag and drop this one over here. I made a modification, for example, 22.1. You can see it's 22.1, and you can show what's happening. So you can change this and play a little bit around to showing different things. And if you don't want to use a text, you just put the variables over there with different things. So the indication of the decimal point and this is linked to the configuration that you have over here, the unit and the format. This will assign manually all different options that you have. Okay. And if you go here and if you want to change this, just add a row and use BIOS level 2 LTA. Down low, yes. BIOS LTA. Okay, and you can change that out. You can create different menus that will allow you to access to different information that you want. So you can play around. So for example, here, set CFG, LTA, row CFG, and here you're going to use a variable. So for example, the one for the configuration, okay, ICFG, visible description, nothing. So let's download this and see what happened. Set, if you go to set, go to set, here configuration, and here you can see the variable that I want. And then I can move the value up and down. You can see here the cycle. Set, escape, and if you go back here, over here, you should be able to see the 15. Okay, so set configuration 1.5. Here, set. You should be able to see this icon is going to be for replace. And then set again. Once you have this, then you should be able to download this to the target. So I'm going to disconnect from this. It's just how to get started with this and how to create a menu so that you can go farther. But this is the first thing that you can do, just initial things. But as soon as you create parameters and the status, it will create a folder over here, configuration, variables, parameters and variables. And this one you cannot write in your code. You will need to make syswrite target variables. Probably that's changed. Let's see. That's probably changed. I didn't check that out. Wow, that's good. So in the past, we were able to, in order to access and change the parameters, we need to use a specific function block called syswrite par and then the type, which now doesn't seem to be an option. We just directly write the value to whatever we want, which is fantastic. So if you want to write this directly, it seems that you can do it, and in the past you can. So for example, if I want to use something like this, it creates by default this one. So for example, I can drag and drop this and use equal 22.5. no, like this, then I shouldn't be able to receive an error, which is fine. Okay, so in the past, using this device or the M172, we need to have a specific variable function in order to write the parameter. Now there is no need at all. You just directly write and that's it, which is good. As you can see, I'm just testing this with you. Now let's see what happened now if I connect to the target, so you can see what it's really look on. So I'm going to connect. It says different code, which is fine. Now I'm going to make a full download. I recommend to make a full download. Otherwise, if you make a download, it will download the code, okay, that you have on the PLC, but it will not download the configuration that you have. So let's see. Yes. What else do we have? So in the BIOS parameter, we have lots of parameters for the BIOS. Map it options, okay, which are related to the configuration of what kind of IOs that you want to use. So for example, here the default, everything is in voltage, and new value, it will allow you to select if you want current or voltage. You have the calibration for the analog IOs. You can calibrate the analog inputs. By default, everything is in NTC, but if you want, you can change this. You can see here the different things. Okay, so if you need to do something different, you need to change this and then make a compile and full download, so all the changes are there. You have the possibility to configure the communications. Here we have the RS4 you have two Modbus port, okay, one is slave and the other one is slave master. Here you can see I can select master and add devices, but that will be for another step. This is just to get started. How to download? You have the possibility to use expansion modules that we connect to the M172 expansion modules. And then we have local IO, how to configure your IOs. Here you configure your IOs. So for example, digital input, XI stop. So if I compile this, everything is fine. Then you should be able to see this in IO mapping local, and then just use this in your code, drag and drop it. But you can always create your different kind of code, different languages, new program, instruction list, function blocks, ladder. So new, here just assign the time or any other task, and here just drag and drop. Okay, but for this I have already explained that in a different video, so I'll let you work with that. So aux, drag and drop in the locals, we create the other one, delete. You need to press on the element, otherwise it will delete the other one that you're already working with. Aux, and that's it. Everything is selected in yellow, it means that it's selected, so you need to be careful when you click. So now that I have this working, I should be able to download this so you can really see how it looks like on the front of the display. Just for you to let you know, this is the first time I connected to this one. I haven't tested anything else. Okay, so there we go. You can see I have LTA, and I can modify the temperature, so it's going to be 22.5. Here you can see everything. So if I press set, oops, it goes to LTA CFG, which is a configuration, and then I should be able to access to this. Set, going to set, you can see the green one, okay, it's an arrow over there, and you can see that I have the figure for the temperature, okay, which is fine. And then I just press this top. You can see there is no change on the over here because I haven't entered the value. So as soon as I press set, it finished and it put the value on the other side, which is good. Then I just escape, and there we go. If I press in the middle, the set and escape, if we go to a different menu, which is for the parameters, which is this menu over here that I haven't configured anything, so nothing is configured there. So even if I press set, it just doesn't go to anywhere, so I need to press escape. And go back. Then if I press these two together, if we go to the menu, let's see, BIOS LTA, which is the one that we had configured before. And if we go back, just need to press this too, and you just go back to the previous one. So you have more versatility in terms of how you can want to share information over here. Of course, you can, I believe you can program the different IOs or different LEDs that you have over there. You have possibility to assign alarms. So if I have, for example, X alarm, I'll 01, and then if I select this over here, just compile, you should be able to have the alarms. So if everything is fine, I should be able to use like this. Any value? No. Okay. So in the past, I should be able to execute this. So what happened if we add this to the target? Let's just download everything and see what happened. Because in the past on the M171 optimized, we had the possibility to turn on a LED. So I'm just testing this with you guys. Distributing, yes. So it's off. Now let's see if I turn this in 1. Here you can see there is one LED in red, meaning that I have something going on. And if I want to check what is really happening, I believe I can go here, param. Let's see, doesn't show. They go alarm, and the alarm 01 is on. Okay, so in order to access to the alarms, just testing this with you, set, press it, just navigate, no, my bad. So just hold on a second. So set. So here there is no possible, just need to go to set again. Just press one set, then just navigate. This menu should be available for us. And then you should be able to see the alarm. As soon as I put this in off, 0 is off, escape, escape. So if I go back, there is no indication of the alarms. Here there is navigation. Here been set. I press once again. There is no alarm possibility to select. So let's go back. Now I'm going to put it back again. It's going to be true. Set. No navigation. Set again. Navigation over here. Set point. Bear with me. There we go. We just need to navigate. Set. And there we go. So let's just try it again. So we just need to go to set, and here we should be able to navigate to the alarms in order to access to the alarm that is on. Let's go back here because I'm a little bit out of the. So if we just need to download this to the simulation just for you to see what's really happening. So we're going to turn this on, set, navigation, set, and the alarm is on. If we put this 0, escape, alarm, and it goes set, alarm, and you can see the alarms, the status. In this case there isn't anything, so no problem at all. Okay, and the navigation should be here. The menu is linked over here to the set. So let's try this out. I'm gonna be in front of the alarm, set. I cannot change this because it's an alarm. Escape, escape, and that's it. Okay, so just to be aware where are you touching. Okay, so I believe I covered most of the things that I want to share with you. So how to start with the connection, how to know how to create a project, how to make the navigation possible on the display, so everything is one thing. But the good complement here would be to check on the basic training, so you get familiar with the environment, how to use different function blocks, and how to use the thing. So for the alarms, probably you just need to use a move in order to change when you're going to use for alarm or not. Okay, just need to assign the true or the false when it's activated or not. So this is it for how to get started with the Modicon M173. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I see you on the next one.